Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited because we have decided to go ahead and paint our cabinets. I don't know if you guys will have seen a video where I talked about that yet, but today we're gonna be testing out all of the processes and the paint that we purchased to do on our kitchen cabinets on this little piece of furniture that we got from our neighbor who was throwing it out because the leg was broken. So we basically are going to chop the legs off of this and try to build a new base for it and then sand it down and paint it and see how it comes out, how it turns out. And we're probably gonna use it in our big entryway in the living room because we don't have anything in there right now. No one really comes in there. So it's really bare. There's no decor or anything in that space, but I'm excited to see how this turns out. So y'all go ahead and come along and let's get started.
This as the leg.
So we started out by discussing how we were gonna fix the issue of the leg. We weren't sure if we were just gonna build whole new legs or build a frame around it or what we were gonna do, but in the end, you guys will see we ended up deciding to build a frame around it and then put big block legs with some leftover scrap wood that we just had laying around the garage. And you guys will see this project ended up being mostly my husband because I was chasing the girls around. So we can fix it. We're taking it apart so we can fix it. This took about 3 days, between drying time and everything. We worked on it 3 separate days. So you guys will see outfit changes and all of that stuff. But we are pretty happy with how it turned out. It's not the most dramatic change because it was white already and we just made it white again. But you guys will see it does look quite a bit different as far as quality wise for having actual legs on it now and not just the built-in furniture legs. And I'll show you guys a side by side at the end of this video. And I definitely think it took it up a notch adding the legs.
Did you pack the flashlight, the blanket, and the map? It's a real adventure, the trail you're looking at. I'm glad you came for a while, I thought you might be bailing. Is that the same yellow shirt you used to wear? But 1,000 years seem like almost no time now. This guitar right here, do you still remember how? I played for you, I was crappy, but you sang along and I thought you knew I could die to keep you near. We've got a fire in the tent, it's 5:30 a.m. Let's be the kids who left, get in trouble again. That stuff's got nothing on you, that was brand new, still it's got nothing on you tonight. I don't need to go over old and useless words. What you said, what I said, that might have made it worse. We're here again at the same spot where we kissed the first time. I swear my pain's far away, long gone by now. We've got a fire in the tent, it's 5:30 a.m. Let's be the kids who left, get in trouble again. That stuff's got nothing on you, that was brand new, still it's got nothing on you tonight. We could get back to this, catching up what we missed, or we could just relive that summer night. For all I can, we can spend the firewood till it's end. Nobody's gonna force the morning. We've got a fire in a tent, it's 5:30 a.m. Let's be the kids who left, get in trouble again. That star's got nothing on you, that one's brand new.
So it's funny sometimes when you catch normal things on camera, but you speed them up so that they look so hilarious. But here, Aaron was telling Kenzie to plug her ears because she was complaining to him that his saw was too loud. The girls crack us up all the time because they want to be right by us when we're working on stuff. But then, they want to complain that the equipment we're using is too loud.
Do it. Ignore that. Just do it like this or something. Something like that.
So what's That's the bottom?
Ignore this, yeah.
I'm not worried about that. So this is the bottom
This would be
of the leg, and that's the top. Okay.
So you guys will see here after my husband cut the legs off, he just built like a little frame around the inside, and we kind of just made some crude legs with the scrap wood that we had here in our garage, and it actually turned out pretty great. I think you guys will see in the end. Something about just having actual legs on this piece of furniture instead of like the built-in legs off the side actually made it look just a little more high-end in my opinion, and I was really pretty pleased with how it turned out.
So run away with me, come home with me tonight, run away with me, it'd be worth the time, run away with me, I'll make you feel alright, run away with me, and I'll be good this time around, I'll be good this time.
So after Aaron had attached the wooden frame that he made, sanded that down, he sanded down the feet, and then I helped him to fill in the cracks with this wood filler, and we allowed that to dry prior to attaching them to the bottom of the cabinet.
Run away with me, it'd be worth the time. Run away with me, I'll make you feel alright. Run away with me, and I'll be good this time around.
So the method for painting that we were testing out on this cabinet we found on the Latina next door's YouTube channel. I'll definitely link her down below, but she recommends that you don't sand at the beginning of your project. She basically just says hit it with this M1 deglosser and then you can move on to your prime coat. Now the only time she recommends sanding ahead of time is if your furniture is really beat up or it has an old paint job on it that's not done very well. But my husband did want to test out sanding versus not sanding, so we did hit the doors with a quick sand, and then around the top of the cabinet we ended up sanding that really quickly as well because there was some gunked up like paint and stuff like that on it. But the body of the furniture we did not sand ahead of time. Now we did decide to do a quick sand on the entire piece of furniture after priming, so we deglossed everything with the M1, painted our first layer of primer. Once that dried, we hit it with a quick sand all over everything and then did our first coat of paint. And as you guys will see throughout this video, this method actually worked really great, so we're definitely planning on using this exact method for our kitchen cabinets as well.
Tell me what you wanna do, yeah, 'cause I'd do anything. I just wanna be with you. How can you make me feel this way?
Now also you can use a cloth or a scuff pad for the M1, and I kind of went back and forth between each of those and kind of got in the crooks and crannies of the doors.
I wanna lay in your arms, come let me love you now. Yeah, you're the one that I want. I wanna stay here. I wanna stay here with you. I wanna
Yami from the Latina next door recommends a Sherwin-Williams primer as like her first pick. She says if you can't find that one, she highly recommends this Zinsser primer as well. She says it goes on slightly different, but the results are exactly the same. So our Sherwin-Williams has been out of their primer since April, and they have no idea when they're going to be getting it again. So we went ahead and went with the Zinsser primer. Now we also used her method of actually painting, where she recommends that one person brush all of the primer on and another person come immediately behind them with a roller, because this stuff dries incredibly fast. And you guys, she was not lying. My husband a couple of times wanted to do a larger section when we first started, and it would start getting tacky before I even got there behind him. So we kind of got into a groove and realized how far ahead he could get before I needed to have him move to another area and let me roll right there. Also, side note, you guys will see me for the rest of this video in various different forms of pajamas, because those were the only clothes I could find at the moment that I just didn't want to get paint on. So I definitely need to pull out some old clothes for when we paint our kitchen.
It's what I want the most in my life. They say you're out of my league, but I don't give up, no. Deep down, I know you want it. You wanna take a leap and jump in.
Okay, so here's how it was looking after the first coat of primer, and Erin went and hit all the corners with the sander, you know, had that buildup and stuff that needed to be taken off. And then this is the paint that we're using that was recommended in her method as well. Okay, so just a real quick recap. You're going to wipe down your furniture with the M1, then you're going to do a coat of the primer. We then hit it with a sander, like a real light sand over the whole thing really quickly, nothing too crazy or intense. And then we did 2 coats of the paint. And that was it. This method came out really well. We were so excited to do our kitchen cabinets. And this cabinet wasn't a super dramatic reveal on camera because it was white and we just painted it white again. But I think all in all, it came out really, really good. Especially in person, it was a lot more dramatic than it looks on camera.
Sometimes you think about all the ways I'm making you smile. I know I am what you need, and boy, you're just my type. Deep down, I know you want it. You wanna take a leap and jump in. We're gonna fall in love. You get me spinning, wouldn't it be awesome if you just kiss me slowly and had me in your arms? Oh, you make me, oh, hey, let's go out. When I see you moving, oh, hey, like me out. I love when you grow like that. Oh, hey, could be us, kissing in the moonlight. Oh, hey, I'm just saying, if I was your girlfriend. Oh, 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 I'm just saying, if I was your girlfriend. Everybody else got it going on. Everybody else got it going on. Everybody else got it going on. Oh, 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 oh. Everybody else got it going on. Everybody else got it going on. Everybody else got it going on. You make me, oh, hey, lights go out when I see you moving. Oh, hey, light me out. I love when you grow like that. Oh, hey, could be us, but oh, hey, I'm just saying, if I was your girlfriend.
This looks perfect, but the other furniture that we have is kind of distressed. So he's just gonna scuff this up to kind of make it match what we have in the house already a little bit more. So it's pretty subtle, but you guys might be able to kind of tell. Just kind of roughed it up in a few little spots. All right, so we have it in the entryway now, and kind of put it on this side by the front door, but we're gonna see what it looks like on the other side.
Wow, that's a little up.
I just feel like it looks like it should be on this side. So we moved it back here. I think that looks better. especially once we decorate, obviously, but it
once
does
you
help
put-
close this space in a little bit so it's not such a huge empty space in the house.
One quick reminder of what it looked like before and then after. Like I told you guys before, it's not the most dramatic before and after, but I think that the legs being added made a very big difference in person, and we were so happy with how smooth and seamless all the paint job looks. Stay tuned for when we do our kitchen cabinets because you guys, it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye.